Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me, someone shouting through a megaphone and the word balloon showing up on the other side of his head. It's Ben.
It happens all the time. Constantly. It's a struggle.
It's such a good comic book gag. Classic.
There's a
powerful. I love it every time.
Yeah, dude. Man, there's a lot of that in this series.
Mm-hmm.
The series of
repeating thing.
The series of Ranma half.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
That's what we're talking about today. The full manga, full spoiler warning for Ranma half.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm not. We're not doing spoiler free on Ranma. Oh, yeah. Even though I guess the anime is new. Maybe it's more relevant.
Yeah,
we'll do a spoiler.
Here's my spoiler free thought. It's good. Yeah, read it. Watch the anime. It's all.
Do you want to?
Can't go wrong.
I mean, I can lead with my spoiler free thought.
Sure.
I think. I hesitate to say it's my favorite Rumiko Takahashi work, but it surpassed Urusei Yatsura for me.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's just like, I do think this is like her peak art for the series. Like it's just so good and it's ridiculous. Like obviously Masana Koku, you're not doing like gag art, right? She's holding back because it's more grounded.
Definitely, yeah, holding back is what I would.
Yeah.
It's grounded. It's more grounded.
There's still stuff, but it's not like popping off. There's not people flying into space when they get hit or whatever.
Yeah. I guess also spoilers for Urusei Yatsura and Masana Koku, because I can't talk about this without. We did full episodes on those. This is in a series. Like,
yeah. I mean,
just heads up.
Yeah, I suppose.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, no, there won't be any spoilers for any of the other stuff, I think. But, like, I mean, I'll be thinking about them, but the stuff I would be talking about isn't, like, spoilery.
Yeah.
So,
those two specifically, I have comparison stuff I want to talk about.
Oh. Well,
yeah, I would say Urusei Yatsura was a manga where every week anything could happen. The story could be about anything.
Yeah.
And Ranma 1/2 is a manga where every week Ranma's going to fight the weirdest little fucking freak you've ever seen in your life. Just this, the enemy is just going to be the weirdest creep ever met. Oh my god, some of the fucking villains of this series. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
The one that
I would say on average the quality is higher than Urusei Yatsura. It never hits the highs for me of Urusei Yatsura and Masana Koku, I would say. It never hit me as hard as those series hit me when they hit me their hardest. Which is mostly to say the ending of Ranma isn't my favorite part of Ranma.
Yeah.
But story to story, like the art is better. It's the fight, all the action stuff is great. I love it. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it compared to those other two series.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think for me, I would agree. Certainly, I agree on the ending. I mean, like, I kind of in my head, I hold it in like two different ways. I think, as far as like a pure comedy manga goes, like I think I like Ranma 1/2 the best. But like like my favorite of Rumiko Takahashi's works is still My Son of Koku. Like that's just firing off in every possible way. it's crazy. Yeah, but they're different enough that I don't mind like having both of them on a pedestal or whatever. Compared to Urusei Yatsura, I think I'm just valuing the chapter to chapter shit a little more, because like Ataru just sucks.
He's terrible.
But
you know who else is terrible? Hopsai.
I told you, man. I told you this series. It's good, and then there's this one character that's like the worst.
Holy
out
shit!
Here making
Hopsai is awful.
Out here making Master Roshi look not that bad, actually.
I mean, actually, the worst character she's created so far, like, isn't even charming. Honestly,
yeah. There's nothing. Like it's so garbage.
Like he's up there with Megane for worst, and Megane is not her fault.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
so there's that.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
So I would say that weakens the week to week strength.
Yeah,
otherwise
that's true.
Top notch.
Yeah, I just like I fucking don't count them. Like, you just don't read those chapters, I guess, unless you have to. Oh shit! I was gonna. Oh right, I remember when I was looking just to like, what are the kids these days saying about this series? There was a lot of like, does this dude stick around? Like, he got introduced and now like every fucking chapter is about this asshole. Like, does that stay? Everyone's like, it wears off, but like he's there, and then people are like, cool. I'm good. Like, it's fine.
I can't. Yep. No, I can't blame them because he's terrible and he doesn't go away.
It's really fucking bad.
But
the rest of it is so good, at least.
The rest of it's so good. So good. She fights the weird rich people with the giant mouths.
Oh my god, when they're sucking up food.
That shit's hilarious.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
When the principal shows up.
Oh my god.
We're getting into spoilers now, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, we told them it wasn't spoiler free. They knew.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like. And like, just art wise, they look so out of place. They're like not. Like. Rumiko Takahashi characters. They're like of different art styles that just appear in our nightmares.
Like the principal and the enemies and stuff.
Yeah,
dude. It's so good. The principal is just a freaking, I don't know, an inverted weeaboo, like an Ameriboo or whatever. Decided he's Hawaiian. Brah. Dude, the brah kills me. Shaka brah. Running around with it.
But my other thing, is thinking about it. Like, obviously, Taru's awful, but I will say, the fact that he's the awful one, positions it so that none of the other female characters other than Lum fucking like him. And I kind of like that.
That is good.
Like,
yeah, that's true.
Ranma one half kind of gets into normal, like, harem tropes where just all these ladies that are great that are in love with Ranma, and Ranma kind of sucks. Like, he's not nearly as bad as fucking Ataru, but he's still a jerk. He's not Godai.
Yeah. I mean,
I would say that's and Ranma being a jerk is like, in like kind of a nebulous way, is kind of one of my lesser points on it. But it's specifically because of like the way that the character dynamics are driven around him compared to Ataru, who's awful to everyone, but Lum loves him, and ultimately he loves Lum. And just all the other characters just get to exist around them, and the story can especially in the manga, will just fucking ignore him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can tell stories in Ursa Yatsura where Ataru doesn't fucking matter. And I like that. Whereas in Ranma is the focus.
Yeah.
Occasionally it's Akane, but
yeah,
mostly it's Ranma.
See, I think
So I would set that is another small note I would make. It's just I like the way that the characters are just exist around the periphery a bit better in the full cast in Ursa Yatsura. Whereas like the thing about Ranma as you're getting into the back end of we have to solve all these relationship problems like one at a time.
Yeah.
So that everyone else could be heterosexually paired off. That part also, like, I wish it were gayer. But just because of the situations it sets up, like, the premises are so good. Of all these different characters, and it's like a little too neat the way it starts like checking those boxes off.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that. I don't feel that. I mean, I just like people getting paired off. I don't really care how it happens or whatever. I just want to see it. Let me ship.
Sure.
The harem stuff, I think the reason why it feels a little better to me, I was thinking of this after the anime started airing, and when we got like the first the new anime, obviously. I wasn't fucking alive for the original. When we got the shampoo preview, I was like thinking about it because I'd been watching a couple OVAs of an anime I can't even remember the name of off the top of my head, and it's like a very classic like 90s harem anime basically, and it got me thinking about how like at least in Ranma the way that the characters know him and like the reasons why they want to be with him feel a little better to me, because like I mean the comparison immediately to this other anime was like kind of Ursa Yatsura style, right? Like they meet him and it's immediately they want to like fuck him. Like instantaneously for no reason, just this nobody. And like, I get it. I fucking get why that is popular. But like, and I like the dynamics in Ranma a lot better, at least. So it kind of solves that for me.
It's still, it's not fucking normal harem anime levels. Yeah. Like, it's just, it's specifically comparing it to Ursa Yatsura. Obviously this is much higher quality than like a standard. I don't have any of my annoyances at like a normal harem thing.
Sure.
It's like literally because of the comparison and because like a lot of the characters are similar archetypes. Like the archetype thing. Like Shampoo is the lum of the series. It's just Shampoo wasn't good enough to overwrite the entire premise of the story and become the main love interest. Like there's so much of that feeling when I'm reading of like, oh, she's like a confident creator now where like her character she doesn't introduce a new character and it derails the entire project.
Yeah. Man. Akane is so fucking good.
Planned it out this time. She cares enough about Akane specifically.
Yeah.
The thing I'll say in Ranma's favor is I fucking love Akane.
Dude,
she's a top tier
fucking good.
Rumiko Takahashi character. Honestly, part of my disappointment in the end is she gets sidelined too much for my taste.
What the plot turns on?
Yes.
Yeah.
When she gets dehydrated.
Yeah.
I'm just not as into it as much. Because honestly, a lot of my favorite stories are like when Akane is the protagonist and Ranma's just there. Like, she's so good.
Yeah, man. She's great. Man,
because she's like a full character with like her own anxieties and stuff, and Ranma's just out here like kind of being a dick, and then you know,
look, man,
being a baddie sometimes.
He didn't want to be in this position. I want to circle back to something so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
It gets into negging territory at a certain point with him calling her not cute.
Yeah.
Okay?
But
she's super cute.
Well, yeah,
it's
but
like the definite thing you say about that character. She has all the outfits.
You can't just start calling her cute. You can't let her have that.
Well, I feel like he held on to that too long for my taste. Where I feel like in Urusei Yatsura, she did a better job. Rumiko Takahashi did a better job of just like stories more focused on other characters as you got later into it.
Yeah,
like you just focused on him less in a way that anime doesn't, but or specifically the old anime. But yeah.
You mentioned Ataru and Godai. I need to bring up the fact that someone in an interview asked Rumiko Takahashi like which male protagonist she'd go for or whatever, and she implied that many people might assume it's Ataru. And she's like, but I think Godai would be better. And it's like, you fucking think?
Godai, easier to love.
Yeah, easier to love. That was the comment. Easier to love.
It's like,
wow.
Yeah.
Between the
Godai is like the nicest boy who's doing his best. Okay.
Between the misogynist,
easily the best of these three protagonists. Easily.
Yeah, dude. Because like he's just
day
doing good.
Yeah, he's just trying so hard. Ugh.
Man, there was a great bit the anime did. Fucking Ranma and Ataru could never achieve this sort of shit. And the anime My Son Koku anime understood. There's like a bit I can't even remember if it's in the manga, but like Godai is like playing with children at his preschool job, and it's not I can't even remember her fucking name off the top of my head. The 17-year-old that's into him or whatever, who was at the school when he taught. She swings by and sees him like picking up a kid, and like every single engine starts revving at once. And like there's a couple moments with like Kyoko with that too, the manager. It's like, man, yeah, they get it. They know that shit won't happen with Ataru, man.
It won't. That's true. But honestly, look, there's a reason Mason Koku is one of these that I burned through the fastest.
Oh yeah, same. Like I was firing off on Ranma, but I mean, actually, I think I've said this before. It's good that Urusei Yatsura was the first one, because otherwise, I think you get like Rinne is maybe what happens otherwise potentially. Like, sure. I was so absorbed by like first timeness that I burned through, and then Ranma was like, oh, this has more. We're even slightly more focused, right? Like just the overarching, like he has to find the cure for his curse, like in that driving enough things, and then the fact that the cast is still varied and the shenanigans are like maxed was so good, because it's like centered enough that it keeps me driven, and I want to see how this plays out overall. But then it's also very fun the entire time. And Rinne has like none of that. It's just nothing. It's just the same characters, and you don't have that focus at all in any way.
There's also a thing with reading Urusei Yatsura and Ranma where I can feel her interests like pointing towards what the next series is.
Yeah.
Like there were parts in Urusei Yatsura, like when Ryudosuke gets introduced, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, dude.
This is where Ranma is like coming from, and like when she did go into fights, like the beauty pageant, I'm like, this is the vision. This is where we're going. And with Ranma, when like the serious action with like techniques and stuff, I'm like, okay, we're like Inuyasha is fucking coming on the horizon. We're pointing.
See, for me, it's not even the technique. I mean, I guess the techniques, but like that whole last arc where it's like, what if we ditched the comedy and did like just this shit, and then it's like, what if we did a series? And it's fucking great.
Totally.
You love to see it though, because then it's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe that's why she did bangers for so long. She's like, damn, what if I just did this?
Yeah, you can just feel her following what she's interested in drawing currently, right?
Yeah.
Like this is now the thing she's into doing, and then their next series is going to be allow her to do more of this.
I do think it's pretty interesting. I don't recall the exact phrasing, but in a different interview, or at some point she said like for Ranma, her thing was she wanted to have a male protagonist, but she also wanted to have a female protagonist, and she couldn't decide which one she wanted to have more. So she decided to do both.
I also heard a thing where if they thought about doing one voice actress for Ranma, and it would have been Ryunosuke's voice actress if they had done that.
Man.
But they decided to go with two.
Come on. You're telling me we were looking at Peak? They looked fucking Peak in the face and turned away.
I know.
Fucking believable.
That would have been better.
Dude.
It would have been funnier.
I do think, I mean,
the world wasn't ready. The world wasn't ready.
Yeah. Well, Japan wasn't ready.
Sure. I mean, it's not like America was ready either.
Yeah, sure. Russia was ready. Okay, Russia would have been fucking fine at the time. They were Sailor Moon was uncensored. Shit was just firing off. They were fine. Putting Evangelion on the kids' block. they were okay.
I mean, everyone started there.
Yeah. Trying to think like there's any more like threads. I mean, I guess
Yeah, like when she's pushing the gender stuff in Ranma, it's all fucking gold. It's all great.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like she's like coming at it from every angle, and it's all bangers.
There's been, I don't know if I want. I tell you, I rescind the start of my thing. I was gonna mention like, not a bad way, but like I just don't know if we want to talk about it. You know, because it's like Ranma is a huge thing for like a lot of trans people, right? And I fucking get it, and,
Sure.
and the angle of like, oh, this is like he turns into a girl. That's rad as hell. Like, yeah. I get it, man.
Yeah.
Look, Ranma was important to me too. Okay, I was on the bus and my friend was reading like the first volume. It was the first time I ever saw tits. I was like 6 or 7 or something. I was like, huh.
They sure are there,
man.
That man's tits are right there.
It is very interesting. Like, I don't know. I just like so far past that shit. Like, it doesn't. None of it feels like fan servicey. You know. Maybe not. I'm not. You know what?
Yeah. She just likes drawing the female body.
Well, because
like she likes drawing cute girls.
It's hard to, like see it as fan service when it's all
not,
like for a bit. It's just all a big gag.
Yeah.
At least this kind of gag.
I mean, it's not fan service though.
Yeah.
Like Hopside doesn't exist for no
Hopside
reason.
is okay. Don't stop saying his fucking name.
Like the fact that that he exists.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just saying.
I guess, I mean,
Like I'm, you're just at a level where you're like, this is just what it is, and I like it anyway. But it's important to like, you can recognize. Like
I'm probably
no. I wish that were
yeah
like that. And this is like this for fucking teenage boys. Yeah. Like honestly, like they're reading this. That's the market for this comic still. Like there's probably crossover for girls and boys, but it's definitely for boys, I would say, with the action focus and stuff.
Yeah. See, I have limited. I got it. Sometimes I got to.
And the Dragon Ball references.
Dragon Ball reference. Whoa, a Dragon Ball reference. Cool.
Yeah.
I have to check myself on that stuff sometimes because, like, growing up, the people I knew who liked anime were all girls, and like reading Ranma and then like watching Inuyasha and stuff. Like,
yeah, when I got into anime in college, it was mostly girls that were showing me stuff.
So that's why you're on this path. Okay, I see.
Or
they introduced you to all the good shit.
Well, and my like best friend who was gay.
Well, yeah. Just peak firing at all angles.
Yeah,
So, from the stuff you've read so far, is My Son Koku your favorite then? Like overall? Or is it Yatsura?
It's
or is it this?
Tough. I would say Masonic Koku has the highest high for me.
Understandable.
I think. What? I don't know. There's like a strong argument it's Urusei Yatsura. Urusei Yatsura is probably my favorite.
Dude, I mean, I see it for any of them. That's the thing. Like it's
yeah.
They're
like
all
it's close.
Good. Her series are so good, through a point, that I could see the argument for someone liking any of them the most.
Masonic Koku like has the highest floor.
Yeah, that's a good way to. That's a
the awful characters. They're not nearly as bad as the worst stuff in those other two.
The amount of people who don't fucking understand what the side characters in My Son Koku are for. Oh my god. The amount of people who like are talking, I've seen talking about, I looked up, there's on I think it's my anime list, they have like a episode by episode discussion, and it's great because you can see what people are saying from like 2009 or whatever, and then like up through like this year, and it's like through the decades, it's the same shit. It's just people like, I hate these characters. Like they're the worst. They pick on poor Godai. I'm like, I don't like. Yeah, that's the point. It's like she made this series because she saw all the fucking weirdos living at these apartments and was like, damn. So they're exaggerated like caricatures. Like it's ridiculous, man. Same. Yeah, it's very funny. I don't get it. And it's not like they're fucking terrible. They're not Megane. They're not opposite. There's so many worse characters, dude. Because this was anime discussion too. So if these people watched Urusei Yatsura and they weren't like, I don't know, I should stalk their asses and see if what they thought about the pedophile principle from Urusei Yatsura and original anime.
Oh my god. Yeah. Like the things that I think of, like honestly, a lot of the things I think about when I say, if I'm saying Urusei Yatsura is my favorite, is the new anime and that last movie that does the end of the manga. Whatever, like is it the fifth movie?
Yeah.
Final chapter. Like, I love that movie so fucking much. Frankly.
Yeah, dude.
So that's a huge thing. And like and I love we still need to do an episode on the new anime.
Well, some of us, not naming names, but some of us still need to finish the new anime. It could be any of us.
It could be anyone. But
Mermaid Saga not in contention.
No,
that's Oh,
it's
yeah,
excellent.
But it has it's just not. There's not as much chonk.
There's not as much there. Like there isn't a strong there isn't like this like the build up to this romantic moment that all three of these series have, and like it's just much shorter. Like you just don't get as invested.
Your boy needs to look something up.
Sure.
Where is this?
When you read 30 plus volumes of manga on a thing, you fucking probably care about it. Or if I do. I guess you can read 30 plus volumes of manga and be like, this is mid.
I just read Renee. That's 40 volumes. And I was like, it's not, you don't need to read it. What did I tell you? I'm like, you can read the first.
I was thinking you're reading like Orange Road.
Orange Road I liked though. I mean, Orange Road I liked in the moment to moment. I was like, this is good enough to continue reading from a moment to moment basis. Renee, I was like, I've come so far. I need to fucking finish this. Like, it's not. You can do one volume and then read however much you want, and then skip to like, what did I say? Like volume 36 to the end or something, or 38. There's like one important character they introduce late, and then like fucking just skip the rest of it.
Yeah, I should probably, after I do
other
stuff, I should probably just read the end of the manga.
You got it.
I'll ask you again. When I'm there, I'll ask you again for the cheat sheet.
Well, I mean, the next Rumiko Takahashi thing we got is 1 Pound Gospel as far as manga goes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one. I really enjoyed it. 4 volumes. Like nothing.
Okay. I guess I should do that first. I'm in like this weird spot where like I want to read so many things right now, but also I'm like, but I just want Inuyasha done. No. And dude, it's so big.
Yeah. I
just want it be on the other side of that project.
Yeah, I feel it.
And it wouldn't be as bad if you hadn't already read all of it. So I feel extra,
but that's the beauty of it though, is like you can just go at your own pace. Because like I've already done it, and I'm usually the sluggish one, so like it makes it a lot more worry free.
Yeah. But like it's stopping me from just sitting here and reading all of Initial D, and then saying we should do it or whatever.
Look, if you read all of it, I'm gonna be a little pissed because I purposely didn't download it. You fucker. Wait, did I download it? I didn't.
I also want to do. I was thinking about the manga for Cardcaptor Sakura, because that's one of my favorite anime. But in this world where you read manga at like
I can
a ridiculous pace,
I don't have to read it at that pace. I would just like side read something else at a ridiculous pace.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if we did the anime, it would take forever. It's like a lot of episodes.
Gotcha.
Was more the thing.
Yeah. My anime watching is tanked.
Like, that's a 70 episode anime.
I think
yeah, it's great.
Something like,
but it's like episodic with like slow. It's like one of the slowest burn romances because they're like in middle school.
I mean, my anime watching was a lot. It would be slower, but like I was going very steady in Armenia because it turns out I learned something about myself while I'm here in the States. I'm the type of person that if I have like 20 or 40 minutes in the evening, I'll watch an episode of anime, maybe two. And even better, like at some point I transitioned and I was watching like a couple of episodes of anime on the couch while Anya was like doing whatever on her phone. So we could at least like sit next to each other. And then I got to like expose her to my son Koku at least. And I was doing that like hella consistently. And sometimes I'd be watching like 4 episodes a day or whatever. Cause I was just like that steady, like I'm watching this, I'm locked in. And then like that kind of it propels the mild burn for it. But I got here and now I have like 6 hours in the evening and it turns out what I want to do is binge play video games. So like I could have finished that series ages ago, but I'm playing shit. Well, because now I have time to play. I can watch shit in Armenia.
Yeah. Fair.
Which like I still do need to sit down and poke.
Yeah. But I haven't been thinking about what other stuff we want to tackle because I was just thinking about getting through last year. And I like cut myself off from thinking too hard about future plans. Because we still have like a lot of recap.
We have a lot of recap episodes to record, and like, I mean, like the Rumiko Takahashi stuff kind of writes itself, so to speak. We got.
I mean, also, I'm waiting for you to finish Urusei Yatsura, the new one. I've been waiting for 3 years to talk about it.
Look, man,
on a podcast. I wanted to do it.
No, I had to watch the original anime.
The reality.
That was such a bad project. I mean, it like wasn't short term.
Yeah.
Awful idea. Terrible idea. Midterm, not a great idea, potentially.
Having it done is great,
though. It's like watching all of the old Godzilla movies or like watching any anime, even the stuff that like like I think Gundam Turn A, I wasn't like super thrilled from the start, right? Like I wasn't like incredibly hype on it. Or even like Dragon Ball. I like going in, I was like, I think I need to watch Dragon Ball or whatever, or I want to watch it. But I didn't know until starting that like I was gonna launch off. I feel like Urusei Yatsura, the original anime, like broke down some walls for me. And now like watching other stuff, like it doesn't feel as bad. Because I'm not. It made me realize that actually you shouldn't be binging things sometimes.
Sure.
Also, really made me appreciate that manga more.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's still like a lot of stuff that I would love to have had watched. But I don't necessarily want to sit down and watch it. I'm looking at you, original Kamen Rider and Ultraman
Dude,
series.
I almost got my...
I would love to be on the other side of having watched all of that.
Like, I came dangerously close to messaging you that I wanted to watch the original Ultraman show. Because I was telling someone to...
Fucking Kamen Rider are playing that fucking PlayStation 1 game.
I was telling someone that they need to fucking watch Shin Ultraman. And I'm like, I give you some bad recs sometimes just for fun. This isn't one of those. You have to fucking do it. Like, you have to, actually. The guy loves God. It's the person that I might do like the rerun of the Godzilla bracket with in some form. Like he's in on
Hell
that shit.
yeah.
I'm like, you gotta fucking watch it, man. And he's like, well, are there prerequisites? I'm like, no, it's like a standalone thing. But if you want the full effect, you can watch Ultra Q and really get the deep cuts.
And Shin Godzilla, at least. Which is, if he's a Godzilla fan, I assume he's seen. Yeah.
But
it's like theoretically, technically it's supposed to be the same
gotcha.
world. But there's nothing explicit in the movie that says that. Like the escalating monster montage at the beginning is like, that's like after Godzilla appeared.
Gotcha.
Whatever, right? I guess.
But when I was looking that up, and I'm pretty sure it's not connected to anything like the Ultraman stuff, like the shows and whatever. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, we did already do Ultra Q. And
we did Ultra Q
is like in the subsequent series, so maybe like fucking the Green Goblin mask is in the corner, like trying to convince me.
We need to do like there's Zone Fighter, which is like an Ultraman knockoff that I like just can't justify doing before having watched Ultraman. But that has episodes with Godzilla monsters in it. Like Godzilla is in a few episodes of that show. Fucking King Ghidorah shows up. I think that has the canonical death of original King Ghidorah because he doesn't die in any of the movies.
Man.
From the Showa era.
What is it? Ultraman? How many episodes is Ultraman? 39 episodes. 40 counting the pre-premiere special. That's like a Namek arc. We did a Namek arc once.
True.
we did a Namek arc once. I wish I had the same...
But also, we could be watching like Teen Titans. You know,
there's like so much other shit to watch.
Like there's a cost fallacy. It's like there's just better shit we could watch. Also, probably. Even though being on the other side of it, I would feel.
Well,
great.
Here's the.
Like I love having watched Ultra Q. Watching Ultra Q was often like pulling teeth.
Oh, dude, it feels very good to be like, yeah, I've watched it. I'm fucking made it.
Yeah, I saw a bird.
I was there for the turtle with blinkers.
I know.
Man, the problem is though.
I mean, Shin Ultraman was just such a good. The payoff
still
for that movie was unexpected and so powerful. One of the most powerful moments of my life.
Ever actually lost my mind at a film. Like just absolutely incredible. You can't.
It was like that's like the deep cut, and like we did the prep like
it's
right
incredible,
for it.
Dude. Like it's insane. Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of like Rumiko Takahashi shit I gotta watch. I gotta watch new Ranma. True. I gotta watch the rest of the second season of Urusei Yatsura. I gotta watch new Ranma. I gotta watch old Ranma at least through that initial part that is allegedly much better. Which I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, original Ranma. Also, I would love to be on the other side.
And then, like, at some point, I'm staring down the barrel of Inuyasha. Like, that'll be a thing that I'll do over the course of, like, 5 years.
Oh, I'm so curious now. Like, what a filler, like, skip and filler list looks for.
I think it's probably a lot.
It's not as much as you would think. Honestly. Like through 58 is the first filler episode on this list I'm looking at. And then it's like half of it.
You know what? That actually isn't terrible.
Like it's like half of it through episode 100 is probably filler. And then there's like another 10 episodes of filler through the last 100 episodes. It's 200 episodes because there's a lot of Inuyasha.
It says 193 episodes. Well, Sayatsu was only 190, probably 3 or 1 if you take out the clip shows. Well,
yeah,
it'd be silly if I only watched that and then didn't watch this. That'd be weird.
No, Inuyasha is like a, watching an episode a day kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah. No, if I approach it like I did
project.
My Son of Koku, and Kino's Journey and shit, like basically anything and Ranma, like that was, I was mixing in all those and whatever. Totally anything's doable that way. Well,
program your
hell yeah, man,
cartoon block.
That's what I was doing. I intended right when I intended to put Sailor Moon on that list. Like the My Son of Koku button hit, and then I started just doing like 4 episodes of those a day. Because I was just
we also need to get back to
Sailor
Moon.
I still need to reattempt it a little bit with my newfound slow and steady wins the race mindset. Or just the manga. The manga is a lock.
I feel
the manga is an easy win.
Yeah, we still have to do an episode on the part of the. Yeah, that part of the manga. I feel like that should probably be our next manga episode.
Yeah?
For the podcast.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I have to figure out where that cutoff is.
It's too late. I've read the entire series, and the pause between you saying anything.
No.
And I did it all on my phone.
No. But I'm fucking looking forward to the next part of Sailor Moon because we're getting Saturn and Uranus finally.
You mean the roommates? Cousins, right? No, the cousins.
Married couple. Just write them like they're married.
They're just like they're like kissing cousins or whatever. I mean, I'm still
married.
It still blows me away that not only did Anya has so much more or had, maybe at this point I've finally surpassed her. She had so much anime credit. She got to watch uncensored Sailor Moon. She got and then watched all of Evangelion.
Yeah, I feel like she had like tons of.
She also, I think she said she watched all of or most of Batman the Animated Series and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like half the shit we did over the last like 2 years. She's like, oh yeah, I watched like all of this when I was a kid. I'm like, you. She's like, why are you watching? I'm like, because I didn't fucking watch it as a kid. I would be here if I had watched it as a kid potentially. It's like, why do you really need to watch all of Sailor Moon? I'm like, you did. You turned out fine.
Because fucking, what am I gonna watch? New anime? Ew,
dude, new anime is the win rate is terrible against manga. The anime is just taking L's. You can like nearly every time you can watch the manga, you can read the manga and have as good or better experience.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, some of my favorite animes are things that don't have manga.
Yeah.
Or not manga adaptations. And
well,
by Ikuhara. Shows like there are like 3 shows we haven't done.
Newer though? Is that modern stuff?
Among my favorites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking of like stuff I've seen
Like,
in the zeitgeist.
all when is. Yeah, obviously. What's
but the
popular
manga is
not
fine.
Don't worry. I mean, except Urusei Yatsura is popular.
No, a lot of that when I was checking out that stuff, and it's like, oh, the internet loved this anime, and I'm like, wow, this anime sucks ass, but the manga is really fucking good.
That was my experience.
Hell
checking
yeah.
out Chainsaw Man. I was like, "There's this manga fucking has something," and then I watched the first episode of the anime. I was like,
they lost
"This is not it. This is not it." Well, they like use CG to do the battle fights. That's like, no. I would much rather just look at this drawing that has so
Hell
many
yeah.
lines on it. Of this fucking chainsaw monster. Like, that shit just whips. This blocky CG thing that's at like a bad frame rate. Like, not doing it for me.
Yeah.
Gonna be real. Yeah, the oldest of the new Ikuhara shows is 2011.
Gotcha.
That's the oldest one. Like, he didn't do anything from Utena ending till 2011. And then he did like 3 shows, kind of one after the other.
We'll get there eventually.
And those are short.
Yeah, but I got like 800 episodes of Rumiko Takahashi shit to watch.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no time for this 24 episode
I gotta
anime.
watch
No
Renee.
time. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sarazanmai, that's only
Impossible.
11 episodes.
I was thinking whenever we do 1 Pound Gospel, I think that just has an OVA, which I would be very interested in.
Oh, hell yeah.
Based on that story.
Oh, I haven't looked at what other Ranma movies, what the situation is
I
there. I haven't looked
at
into
all.
that. Since I know there is an equivalent end of the series adaptation. Not that I would even really want that. I don't. Again, I didn't love the. I guess I should talk about the ending of Ranma. I was like, when it gets serious, I'm just like, this is fine, but this is not doing the thing that Urusei Yatsura did for me, or Meisana Koku did for me.
That's why that that one. I forget what I think it was just a review. I think it was just someone's like rating a review or like a critic's review or something. And it was talking about how like Meisana Koku is the only Rumiko Takahashi work with an ending.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
Urusei Yatsura has
they're
an ending.
saying it.
It's like saying fucking Dragon Ball Z didn't have an ending.
Okay,
like it had an ending.
They mean
they made more. Like it had an ending. Like the adventure goes on is a fine way to end your series. There's no
like
problem
the couple
with
actually does the thing. Like actually does it, not just like like ends up
gets married. Yeah,
fully as an undeniable couple in a relationship that looks like a couple from the outside at a glance or whatever. However you want to phrase it, but that vibe. Which is like I'm fine with it. I don't care. But like they're not wrong from that exact meaning.
Look, Taru and Lump are just going to be like that for fucking ever. They're finished. That is complete.
Yeah,
it's
but that's
not
what
fucking
they're
getting
saying.
better.
Like, that's a
that's an ending.
That's
specific.
specific. You're getting into semantics of the
that's
thing.
just what they're like.
It's like saying it has an ending, but like it's a domestic abuse situation. Like it's not a not ending, but like that's not what we mean. And to be clear,
it's fine.
To be clear,
like
as a married
they
man,
like.
Ataru is the one getting abused. That man is just living his truth, and he's getting electrocuted for it. That's not okay. What? So a guy just can't just go around asking for name, address, measurements? You can't just do that anymore? Literally any girl.
Do it to any girl. Ugh. You don't want to see Ataru as an adult.
No.
You're gonna get some
Yeah, dude, he's gunning for perverted old man trope. He's on it. It's a straight. That's a straight fucking line. No deviation.
Yeah, he was just always like this.
Why are you such a perverted old man? Well, to be fair, I was once a perverted teenager. God, the going from that to Godai is just so funny.
I don't know. But I specifically I love the end of Urusei Yatsura so much I can't imagine.
Yeah, sure, but if you're
like that one specifically, like Ranma, I almost get it a little bit more.
Really, just
kind of the
wanting,
same thing,
like the traditional couple romantic ending. Like I get it because it's not. It's really not that. Like, so presumably I would say this person wants, like, Ataru to just fucking admit it and to have that shift. Which, whether it's right or wrong, like, that's a different thing. But, like, that's what they wanted, I would assume, right? To call it a non-ending?
Yeah, I can't. That's so sad. To, like, go through all of Urusei Yatsura. That was the thing you, like, were desperately searching for the whole time. Thinking you were going to get it. I don't know.
I think it's a weird thing to come through and be leaning more towards expecting. Because, like, I would like Urusei Yatsura better if the series was, like, more of a slow burn, like, he does fucking admit it over time and, like, maybe changes. I don't know if I'd like that better because it doesn't fucking exist. But maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I guess I will say, like, I cheated. Like, I watched that movie.
Yeah, get out of here. Fake fan.
Doing the manga, right? Like I wanted to know the ending so that I could, like, properly enjoy the journey to it on that one because Ataru is so fucking terrible. Like, I just needed it. But the ending that we got was like, that was what I wanted. I got it, the thing. Because I understand those like the way those characters are. He did it. Everything he needed to do, he was, as a character, the character he is, who is terrible. Like, it was done there. I don't need anything else from him.
See, I guess I had, not expectations, but, like, this was my first pure gag manga. So, I was not, like, I understood that reading it. But that desire is.
I mean, I understand you're gonna go.
Yeah,
Misana Koku's ending is better because, like, I could, like, that one really hits. But that's a story about a guy who's, like, trying the whole time. Like, look, it's like
people
way
just
more
don't
about
understand that
also.
Rumiko Takahashi's specialty is creating characters that you want to see do the thing and then not letting them do the thing. That's it. That's the whole deal. And that's just all of Rinne.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes people are kind of terrible. I don't know.
It's like I said about the side characters in My Sonic Koku. Like, sometimes they just suck.
Like, yeah. And it's just, like, it's true to who those characters are.
And also,
so that's
I
fine.
think reading Urusei Yatsura, maybe there was, like, a slight expectation or want. Coming through the other side of Urusei Yatsura, I'm not sad about it not having that ending because it's a fucking gag manga. It's just not that. It's not what we're here for. It's like like in Dragon Ball Super when people apparently some people think the how do you pronounce her name? Arel Arale. They think that fight is terrible,
Arale.
and it's great. And it's like, it's so stupid. It's like, it's
magic.
Vegeta knows. It's a fucking... Yeah.
She's a gag manga character.
I don't get it, man. I guess I could understand if like someone had just finished it and they were in a similar position to me and they're like, son of a bitch. But like getting what that genre is and what it's being set up for, I don't understand how you can be like huffed about it.
Well, again, and I guess I also don't get it because like, if reading the manga, like it doesn't feel like that's the point
100%.
of why I'm reading week to week is seeing them work it out. Like, whereas with based on Koku, you're reading week to week because you fucking have to see Godai fucking
Also,
get like strive and get there, right?
There's
like
so
you're
many
invested in his struggle. Whereas Urusei Yatsura, you're showing up week to week to see what fucking nonsense was going to happen this week. And then you get a great ending. Like
my tell for
fucking magic.
For
you're gifted.
Urusei Yatsura. Man, maybe not. I might be misremembering how early or late in the series it was. I don't think it was hella early, but maybe it was pretty early. I don't know. It's still one of my favorite things is like when the teacher says to fucking be quiet and nobody speak, and then they're literally just not speaking and Ten's flying around doing, he like throws a hand grenade and it like shit's blowing up and they're still not saying anything. And it's like it just ends and, yeah, he's like crying with their because of their dedication or whatever the fuck. Like that was like my lock-in. I'm like, I'm so in for this.
Yeah, every individual story just fucking cuts off, and then when it's gonna stop being funny.
On the flip
we're
side,
just hard cutting
with my son Koku. There's so many tells. Maybe it's not like the most obvious thing early, but like there are plenty of tells that like, oh, this has like an actual progression to it. Like, especially for me, the thing I think of is like, oh, Godai is going through exams, then he's going through finding a job, then all that, like, it progresses. Like, the time is actually passing. Shit's happening and changing.
True. Yeah, that's true. Whereas in, like, Urusei Yatsura, we are resetting to zero most weeks.
Resetting until there's like a holiday. Then you can do your episode.
Yeah.
And kind of, and I guess I could maybe see people getting more upset about Ranma, because Ranma is like a weird mix between those, right? It's not fully week to week stuff, but it's not doing the full progression necessarily. Not to the same degree anyway. And, like, I don't know, because Ranma isn't, like, there's something about it where, like, because Ranma isn't as awful as Ataru, like, I just want him to stop being such a jerk to Akane, specifically. Like, I just... I never had
get over
that...
yourself. Like, that one in specifically, I'm more frustrated with the character's flaw. Because it's, like, you're so close.
I never wanted that, because... if we had that, then I might not get to see Akane hit him with a frying pan, and that's not worth it. He gets punched. That's the payoff of the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny, but somehow that their dynamic in that was like definitely like I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing, and like probably my favorite thing is Akane showing up behind Roga and being super nice, and him fucking dying.
Hell yeah,
that gets me every time. And like she does it more often to Roga, like it happens. She does it to Ranma too, and it's still great, but it just happens more often in that series to Roga. He just gets fucking... he's just, like, destroyed. And she's just got this, like, the nicest smile. Just like, hey.
I'm telling you, dude.
God, there's so many. Like, I will also say, for Ranma,
Yeah, you fucking think?
most screenshots of any of these series that I sent you.
I was chilling at the table.
Like,
I was...
I I can't. One of the reasons it takes me so long to read it is like every other
fucking
page I have
business.
to screenshot it.
And I literally went like full, like, just chilling. And then my phone is like exploding. I'm like, whoa, I'm blowing up. And I check my shit. And it's just Hank sending me 34 screenshots.
Yeah, well, I would send them as I was doing them, but that would
it was
slow
like
me down
light it up,
more
and
as
I'm
I
like,
was
my God.
reading.
I mean, they're all gold. Like, they're all incredible. That's what I'm telling you, man. Like,
so
I do
fucking good.
I do think it's her peak.
You know who I never screenshot though? Hopsai. This is a Hopsai panel. That's not getting
That didn't go unnoticed. Like, seems like one character is not really represented. That's interesting.
Yeah. This is an interesting view of what's good about Ranma. It's not everything's here,
Man. There's God, I'm so excited to fucking get through all of it. Man, I just like all of these series. it's incredible how much work
just fucking good.
Rumiko Takahashi's put out and how good it is. I told you I don't think we got did I get to
Yeah. She's just fucking she's just fucking better at this than everyone else. It's just like she's doing tropes and it's just
I don't know if it
fucking
was
better.
on a podcast or not that I told you about the person who didn't know what all she did. Was that on a podcast or was that just us talking?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it again.
I don't remember.
Person I was talking to,
like, just sucking.
I forget the exact context, but essentially they didn't know that she also did Urusei Yatsura, and I think their reference was Inuyasha. It was one of the other ones. It doesn't really matter. And I was like, yeah, dude, no, she did that. Then someone else is like, and this. And someone else is like, and that. And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, dude. It's almost like she's the actual fucking goat. Like, how many people have done, they have like their one banger series, and then anything else they do just kind of like is middling, or at least not as popular. It could be as good, but it just doesn't explode the way whatever thing did. And meanwhile, she's like, boom, boom, kaboom, just like going off. It's wild. And then the funniest damn thing for me was going like reading My Sengoku and then watching it, and then Urusei Yatsura, inverted, but whatever. And then getting the Kimagura at Orange Road and being like, oh, okay. No, everyone else is just ass at this. I get it. Like, this is fun, but it's like junk food fun.
Yeah. And it's just those like, because it's just those series are
they're huge.
Like her big ones.
It's crazy.
Fucking meaty. Like, they're big and like,
you know what? This is a
lot to chew on. When you compare, because like, in terms of manga creators who have a ridiculous breadth of work, fucking
oh my
Tezuka
God.
out here like inventing every fucking genre. You're just like, how? But like a lot of those are not that. They're like, a lot of the series are like shorter things, but it's just like,
yeah, dude,
the amount of material he put out is staggering. Like, not, and I can't keep it all. I can't get it all in print even.
Like, I have to. That's like, that shit's like filed away, and then randomly I'll be like, oh right, he just invented like Berserk specifically. Right. Okay. Like every fucking major thing.
And he adapted Crime and Punishment into a comedy manga.
God, it's just ridiculous. That is, I was yeah,
he was doing fucking Princess Knight in like the 60s
I was gonna say,
or whatever. Like, what the fuck? And that's even the stuff of like the version of Prince, like, that I can't even like discern like him redoing stuff. Like when we were trying to figure out when Princess Knight was created, like there was just, and like when like you read Astro Boy now, like the version we're reading is like a collected version that has like asides from him talking about it as a thing he did previously. I'm like, but what was this in?
Or
like its original form is just fucking lost. It's fucking wild.
In English, impossible. Yeah.
In English, impossible.
I was gonna say, you mentioned like her work, Rumiko Takahashi's works being chonky. I actually didn't know at the time when I was reading through Inuyasha. I don't think I knew that you had watched it, because you watched all of it, right? Oh, okay.
I haven't watched all of it. I've watched, because it was a thing I watched on
Gotcha.
TV, when it was on, and then at a certain point, they stopped airing it at a convenient time or whatever, and just like there's probably over 100 episodes I haven't seen, but I've seen quite a bit.
I ask or say because I mentioned at one point, I'm like, it doesn't drag, dude, for how long it is. I don't think it drags at all. That might just be like me. Look, I looked online. Well, I forget if it was someone I knew or a comment I saw, but like immediately after saying that, relatively immediately, someone was like, I hate how it fucking drags near the end. And I was like, it drags? I think I didn't notice it because they're doing a lot of shit with swords, and that's my language. I'm just like, what do you mean it drags? We got all this sword shit going on.
Sure.
Yeah, but they spent how many chapters like trying to like get this thing for a sword? I'm like, yeah, but the sword was there the whole time. How could it drag?
I think part of it is like, it feels like the stakes of the story are set up pretty early, and just knowing, and like you're watching it like episode to episode, and you're like, yeah, it's chugging along. We're gonna get there soon, right? And then you like find out, yeah, like 100 episodes later or whatever, and you're like,
like, I mean, when I was reading it, I was like, okay, so this is like our first arc, right? It's like, no, this is the whole thing. This dude is like the dude. Like,
yeah.
Okay. I don't really care that much.
Yeah. No, that sounds better for you because you hate new guys. You hate it when
the problem was they still were just introducing new guys. It's just like, who was our not main villain of the arc or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's fair.
The way it
who is their new guy that doesn't matter.
There. There's a lot of highs there for me. There's actually one.
I believe it.
There's one specific panel. Maybe it's like to a spread or whatever the hell, I don't know. I think it is like the peak high for me from any of her series so far. It went absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Sure. But again, I just think it was just in that space of
watching
like
it,
airing on TV, and then just disappearing, and then like it just disappears, and you don't see the end or whatever kind of thing. Like similar to Sailor Moon on TV in the 90s, where you just watch, but like because it has so much of a clearer. Like, what the final conflict is. Like, there are so many Sailor Moon fans that just think of Sailor Moon that's Sailor Moon versus Queen Beryl. That's the that's the whole show, right? It's like, no.
It's the fucking.
Whereas Inuyasha, you know the deal.
Who was playing Caves of Cud, and he fucking ceremoniously killed himself, and he's like, "It's over for me. I've finished it." And someone's like, "Well, it's over for you, but that's not the end that's not the end." He's like, "No, I'm good. I don't need to do more." Like, no, that's literally mid game. It's what? Like, it's so fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
You thought you were like near the
You
top.
thought the first season of Sailor Moon?
No.
You thought that was it? Oh.
You thought Queen Beryl was the end?
People thought Griffith just won. Dude, I don't know how that dude at work who introduced me to Berserk, like, he's never done the manga. This man just lives in a world where, like, the ending of the 97 anime is just the way it ends. And I can't fucking imagine. That's awful. My first thought was,
a lot of people
okay,
like
well,
that.
I guess I'm reading the entire fucking thing because I gotta now. I can't imagine. In the year of our Lord.
I mean, that
Yeah, I know,
my
but
feeling.
like,
I had other feelings.
I can't just leave it there. Dude,
I still can't believe I
unfucking
then
real.
read the manga and got
The
to that
fact that
same
you-
point,
the fact
and then
that
he
you
was like, "I'm out
double-dipped,
again."
like, for the
Immediately,
worst of
I just
it.
couldn't. It's like I just couldn't deal it again. I knew it was. It's like Charlie Brown the football. Like I knew it was coming.
You can't.
I was 100%. I was ready for it. And it's just fucking emotional. I was like, I can't. I have to walk away. I can't deal.
It's
I'm
just
too mad.
20
I'm
pages
too mad
or
at
whatever the,
the
fuck.
writer of the thing.
Come on,
specifically.
man.
It's probably
Yeah.
10 like truly
Just
awful
people
pages.
see that,
but
like, talking about it or whatever, arguing online. Like, I'm not going to fucking defend the way that it is laid out, but there are people who literally try to defend it, and all, like, the comebacks are always so fucking, like, because you can say literally, it's so easy to not defend it. It's like, bro, it didn't need to be drawn like that. What the fuck are you doing?
yeah. And like Mura regretted the way he did it. Like it's not like if he had a do-over, he wouldn't have done it that way.
I'm
I don't
remembering
think.
that there's a
Not that
newish manga hobby card store thing in town. They have the fucking Berserk Deluxe volumes. And like, do you know what the last time?
They're nice books. I've thought about buying them. They're just nice books.
Do you know how long it's been since I've like had a physical manga in my hand? Dude, I almost picked up the Pokemon manga. I was just like, if there could have been anything there, and I would have been like, I would have been like, I'm interested. Because like, holy
That
shit,
I
you can
do
just flip
own.
through the pages. You don't have to just hit next on the screen.
Yeah.
It's crazy work, man.
It's a whole different experience.
it's
Flipping through a
crazy.
book than like reading a thing through an app, I would say. Like you can just read through a book that way, but like the ability to just browse it is a different thing. But
There are
you
things
know, you
that
have
I
to-
love. There are things
it's only
that I
worth
fucking
doing
love.
that if you
I
fucking
would,
love the thing.
left to my
Also,
own
I'd
devices
say.
right now, what would I get? All of Rumiko Takahashi's works, Dragon Ball in full. I mean,
Rinde? Do you need to
I do
own
not
Rinde?
need to own it. I would say. Like, the bookcase is empty, you know?
It's like if you had the others, you're like, why don't I have that one?
I would need it. I think I would. I think.
Well, no, the bookcase is never empty.
Look, in this world where
bookcase is-
I'm
as soon as you
getting
have
all
the
of
bookcase,
her
the bookcase
works
is
anyway,
filled.
I would probably tack on, because it's more of a case of like there are specific chapters that I would go to or whatever.
Well, I'm trying to at least get to like what are the things
Have to have.
you would, if you had a bookshelf,
One
you would
fucking
have to
bookshelf?
have.
Jesus Christ!
You got
okay.
one bookshelf.
Oh man, it's
So there
like,
there
okay,
is
so it's
limited
Urusei
space,
Yatsura.
but you have the bookshelf.
I mean, it's Urusei, Ranma, Inuyasha. I think 1 Pound Gospel. 1 Pound Gospel makes that cut. I don't know if Mermaid Saga does. It's those. That's true. But you said needs.
It's only 2 books.
Many other
It's
books,
only 2
right?
books.
I got Dragon Ball in there. Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Berserk.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
I don't know if I have Super. I
You
don't
have
think
Super in there?
would it be need? I don't know if that's need to. Here's the thing: I haven't read like the meat of it. Right? I've just read the post.
I mean, you haven't read part of the Super manga. Well, yeah, that's the best stuff in the manga, though. To be fair, I would say. I think.
Correct.
Well, you didn't
So, like,
read
the
part where they go
yeah.
kart. I think, right? That's I only showed you that part. I love how high that was on the manga reader's top Dragon Ball fights.
I know there's like other shit
Vegeta
that
playing
would be on
Mario
that.
Kart.
Why can't I fucking like think? Akira would be Akira for sure.
Akira.
It might be Rose of Versailles, but again, I've not read that. I've just seen that I was getting the worst version of it while we did it. Look, the next time I gotta read the manga and then you watch the anime, okay?
Yeah.
It's only fair. I don't even.
God, the Rose of Versailles manga is so good. I didn't know. I mean, that was when I went into it. Not,
you know what?
like, my assumption was that the anime was better, honestly, because the anime focuses on is like Oscar. That's the thing here. Whereas the manga is about
yeah,
Marie Antoinette, like, is like the thing it's about. And then it, like, figures out that Oscar is, like, the draw here, kind of. But, like, and still, the story is going to go back to Marie Antoinette, like, after Oscar died. Like, it's just, like, it cares more about Marie Antoinette than the anime does. It's like, interested in telling that historical story. But also, it's so fucking funny. And that part I had no idea about. That she's, like... fucking Tesca level.
We might need to cut this
gag artist on here.
We might need to wrap it up.
Yep.
My battery saver shit's coming on. I've apparently not been plugged into an active outlet this entire time. And my shit is all... It's all a little bit fucked.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we can cut the podcast. I think we're done talking about Ranma.
It's very good.
Right?
Yeah, man.
It's good. I had a great time. We'll talk about Ranma again, because that new anime is excellent. Yeah. It's very funny every time.
Yeah, dude.
Ranma's like dressing up and being
it's
girly.
so good.
I feel like we haven't talked about that enough. It's funny every time. Like, if they could have been gayer, it's like the only. I can imagine a world where it's gayer and it's even better. It's like my only thing with that stuff. It's like the straightest gender-bending manga you're ever gonna read.
Yeah, man,
it's excellent. I love when Ranma falls in love with Roga. I'm dying. I'm like, yes, we've gotten here. Full love triangle. Let's go. That shit's funny. saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com, saltcirclepod on Twitter, anchor.fm/saltcircle.
I didn't fully die. I've just been trying to find my shit to prevent me from dying. It's all fucked. Okay.
Well, I will save you. Cut here. Peace.